Where to even begin? So, I lived in Altadena, 3590 McNally Avenue, and the house is gone. Yeah, the house is gone. Everything that we had inside the house is gone. We rented a room after the pandemic, and at, I believe, midnight around there, my neighbor called me and said we should evacuate. And I thought we were coming back. We didn't really think about it, so we actually stayed till 3. And at 3, after waking up, because I had taken a nap, I was tired. My grandma had fallen, so we were kind of all taking care of her. And they told us, we saw the embers, and we saw them flying. And so I grabbed my wallet. I had my shoes. I had these shoes, flip-flops. Not really flip-flops, but kind of like flip-flops. And so I grabbed those and the clothes I have on. I didn't grab my phone. I didn't grab my tablet. I didn't grab anything. And we got in the car because we thought we were coming back. It still wasn't that far. But when we went outside, we started seeing the embers flying. And that's when we really knew, this is real. My advice to people is, if you're in that situation, assume you're not coming back. Just assume you're not coming back. And I think it's really a life lesson for all our valuables. How many copies do we have? Do we have them back up in the cloud? Do other people have copies of them? I know that family members came in and they were like, I have a copy of your artwork. I have a copy of this. I don't have any copies. Whatever's on the net is what I have. I assume the flash drives are gone. I assume that everything I've written, stories, whatnot, published or unpublished, unless they're on the net, they're gone. And that hurts. That hurts a lot. I don't think I've really processed it yet because I haven't seen it and I haven't cried. I just laughed hysterically because I came outside, and we're in Riverside, and I came outside and it started, you started smelling smoke. And you start seeing the white pieces of the flakes of the fire. Not fire, but whatever it is. Is it a leaf? Is it an ember? Is it burnt up paper? What is it? And it's starting to float. And so, I call my family and I tell them, hey, where we're staying, because we're staying in someone's house that's not there. And so we're taking care of the house as well. And so I get scared, naturally. And I think to myself, really? Really? And for me, I don't cry anymore. I laugh. I just laugh. I laugh. I think about my friends. I think about the level of stress on so many different levels. I think about, everybody of course wants to know that we're okay. And everybody has swooped in and helped in so many different ways. They've done so many donations. And on GoFundMe, I have the link right at the bottom. And I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless. I'm literally speechless a lot of the times as to what to say, as to what to do, what to think. So people flood in and they tell me, close, and we have a limited space as to where we can bring in the clothes. And I think the level of sharing, and a lot of people, food. I'm just like, we can't think about eating right now because I've got to get a phone. I've got to get, these devices. I can't get into my devices because I don't have a phone. A lot of times you've got the second proof that you got to do with your phone and stuff like that. And I don't have a phone. So I can't message anybody and I can't email anybody. And then I love, and I get an Apple tablet and I love my aunt who gave me an Apple tablet, And, but I don't know Apple. So I need to learn Apple. It's such a blessing because I've worked with Apple before, and getting that situation with the phone and all these things. So it's just a mess. It's just a mess. People offering clothes, giving us clothes. It's like, wait, hold on. We have a storage that we were trying to get rid of, so we need to go through that, and we just need literally the level of clothes that we have in the space that we have, limited to placing the clothes, and just, the level of degree of how many people are sharing. and you want to message everybody. You want to say, oh my gosh, thank you so much, but you can't because you don't have a device, you know. And then people are sharing other stories, and you see other people whose homes are lost, so you want to be a part of that, and you want to share and you want to help, but you can't help because you need help yourself. And you know the whole mask thing, but it's like that's fine, but the mask doesn't come with pills that take away the stress from your neighbor, you know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I think this is the first time. I love you, internet. I love you, humans. I love humans. Oh, I love humans. I think that when tragedy happens, that's when you know who steps up and who doesn't and how they do. And it's like, oh, it is just so like, it's just so beautiful to be able to fall back and feel comforted by the humanity and the love that exists within our soul. I think that's what's really beautiful. I think one of the questions is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Oh, I've been listening to that like there's no tomorrow. The Buffy musical. Yeah, that's been on spin. Walk Through the Fire. Oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar totally showed up to my dream yesterday. I hope she's okay. I hope her family's okay. I don't know who was affected. I don't know who wasn't. I know some of the people that were, my next door neighbors, they lost their home. You know, some of our neighbors didn't. A lot of our neighbors did. And it's in an area where a lot of people have they've worked really hard, especially within the black community, to buy property there. And that area has so much history of resilience and strength, especially within the black community. And my neighbors, let's talk about race. Let's just straight up talk about race. I love black people. I love black people. They're the first person I usually navigate towards. I'm sorry. And especially in Altadena, it was just love. It is love. What am I saying? We're going to rebuild, and we're going to rebuild bigger and stronger than ever. It is love. But it's a lot. It's even saying the right things, talking to people in a way, you know what I mean? Because people want to help and they want you to get on it and be on top of it. It's just, you're hopping from place to place. You're making sure that the people that you're living with, if you can't stay in the same place, that they have a place to sleep. You make sure that they're comforted. It's a lot. It's a lot. So my advice to people is love. 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 That's my advice. Love. Just love however you can. Through monetary funds, through kindness, through hugs, through smiles, through words, through however you can. Love. Whenever this happens to whoever it happens, however it happens, I hope that it doesn't have to happen to us to be reminded. Maybe perhaps from now on I will have the word tragedy, put in the wall. Not in the wall, because we're renting. Not rent. We're staying in a place. But, we don't know how long we'll be here. We don't, we don't know the full extent of, what the next couple months, what we are in a situation, and that's great. But what happens after that? What happens to our neighbors? What happens to the people around us? Are they able to rebuild? How are they able to rebuild? It's just a lot. And I think it's time as humans for all of us to step up. Maybe it's, it was a wake-up call for me to just say, hey, listen, this can happen to any one of us. At this point in time, I don't want anything. I want a computer. I want things so I can make a video, so I can communicate with you, so I can inspire you. But other than that, I'm good. I had, for my nephew, I had collected these Pokemon cards. And of course, also for money, but I gave him half. Not half of them, I gave him 25% of my cards, and he was really excited about that because there were some medals that I had given him, and they were worth money. But I had saved the rest, for myself, to make some money off of Pokemon cards. Hey. To send some to Stephen Colbert. I had this box that I had set up for Stephen Colbert, and I was like, Stephen Colbert, I would love for you to talk about CTE. Here's a box of Pokemon cards for your kids. and I just, through laziness, I never got to sending it. Like the process was there. I had a box for Mike Coulter's children, her daughters, for Niles and Chaz, and that I was gonna ship, and I never got to it. But that wasn't as lapsed as the other one, you know. Um, it's just, yeah, one thing led to another, and all of a sudden everything just disappeared. I talk about the story about like going thrifting, and how like